All right, guys. And for our second session, we took commas in names of places, and we said that when we have the name of a state and a city in a sentence, we usually place a comma between them, right, to show that they are two different places. Okay, as we said, it says here in the rule, use a comma between the name of a city and state. Okay, we said that the United States is a very big country and it has 52 states. Okay, and inside those states there are many cities and towns, and when people write the address, they usually write they usually add the city and then the state. So between them, we put a comma between them. Like for example, here it says Wendy lives in Columbus, Ohio. So Columbus is the name of the city and Ohio is the name of the state. And we place a comma between them. Okay? All right. And it says here he lives in Brooklyn, New York. Okay? So Brooklyn is the name of the city and New York is the name of the state. All right. Okay, so it says here on page 216, tell where the comma belongs in each sentence. So while we read the sentence, we will look for the city and state and we will place the comma in the correct place. All right, number 1, it says the family started in Ames, Iowa. Okay, so Ames is the name of the city and Iowa is the name of the state. I will be placing the comma between them. Okay, or after Ames. All right, number 2, they drove to Lincoln, Nebraska. They drove to Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay, Lincoln is the name of the city and Nebraska is the name of the state. I will put the comma after Lincoln, okay? Number 3, then they went to Topeka, Kansas. Then they went to Topeka, Kansas. Topeka is the name of the city and Kansas is the name of the state. And I'll be placing a comma after the name of the city. All right? Okay, number 4, they stopped in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They stopped in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We will place a comma after Tulsa. It's the name of the city, right? Okay. Number 5, they visited friends in Dallas, Texas. We will place Dallas is the name of the city, and Texas is the name of the state, and we will place a comma after the name of the city. All right. Okay. I hope that was pretty easy for y'all. Next, it says here at the bottom, it says, okay, we're supposed to write each sentence, and it says fix 3 abbreviations. Okay, remember abbreviation is when we write a word in a shorter form, like the word Mr., like titles such as Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor, and Junior. Okay, we said that we write the first letter with a capital letter and we take the last letter of the word and write a small letter and we end it with a period. All right, number 6, Mr. and Mrs. Oak live in Arizona. Okay, like for example, Mr. and Mrs. are abbreviations and we will write them correctly. And then it also said underline each action verb. So when we find action verb, we will underline it and then we will circle the linking verb. Okay, so when we have a linking verb, which is verb to be, all right, we will circle it. Okay, number 6, Mr. and Mrs. Oak live in Arizona. Okay, Mr. here is an abbreviation, but something's missing. So they capitalized the M and wrote the last letter in small letter, but they didn't put the period. Okay, you have to put a period to show that this word is abbreviated. And Mrs. also, Mrs. is for a married woman. We wrote a capital M or S, but there's no period. So these two are abbreviated. Okay? Now we abbreviated Mr. and Mrs. Oak. All right. Mr. and Mrs. Oak live in Arizona. What's the verb here? The verb is live. Okay, live. Is it an action verb or a linking verb? It's an action verb. And it says here, underline each action verb. So we will underline live. Okay? Number 7, they work at the Grand Canyon. They work at the Grand Canyon. Okay? Number 7 doesn't have any abbreviation, but the verb is work. And it's also an action verb, and so we will underline it. Okay, number 8, Mrs. Oak is a tour guide. Here we have Mrs. Oak. So what's missing here? The period for the abbreviation, and is here is the verb, but it's a linking verb. So we have to circle is, and I will put a circle here next to it so you know that you have to circle it. All right? Okay, let's continue. Number 9, she takes people on mule rides. She takes people on mule rides. Okay, so takes, it's an action verb and we will underline it. Okay, mules are strong animals. Mules are strong animals. Are here is the verb, and it's a linking verb. So I will circle it. Okay, put a circle around are. It's a linking verb. Excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry. On page 217 is a mixed review, okay? And it wants you to choose the correct verb between the brackets. Okay, number 1, it says last week I was or were at home. Okay, last week shows that the sentence is in the past, and we all know that I takes was. Okay, number 2, my cousins was or were on vacation then. Here, the sentence was, it shows you that it's in the past because of the word then also, and that's why we use was or were. But my cousins, that's plural. So when the subject is plural, we choose were. Okay? My cousins were on vacation then. Number 3, some mail is are in our mailbox. Some mail is in our mailbox. Okay? Okay? Mail is, some mail is, it's plural, but it's uncountable. Okay, we don't add s or es to this noun. All right, number 4, now I am or was happy. Now shows you that the sentence is happening in the present. So, and I in the present takes am. Okay, that's verb to be in the present tense. Okay, but if it was in the past, we would choose was. Okay, now 2 postcards are on my wall. Okay, why did I choose are? Because it's the sentence begins with now, so it shows you that the sentence is in the present tense. Okay, all right. Here at the bottom, it says you're supposed to complete this paragraph with the following verbs: am, is, are, was, were, have, or has. Okay, it says Laura's friend Carlos blank gone to camp. Laura's friend Carlos blank gone to camp. So blank here, we're supposed to complete one of the verbs, and gone. Okay, here is gone shows you that the verb happened in the past already. So we have to complete it, or we have to put the helping verb would be have or has. Okay, so, and it says Carlos. So Carlos is one person, which we'll use has. Okay, Carlos has gone to camp. Okay, so it's about Laura's friend. His name is Carlos. Has gone to camp. Gone is the main verb. It tells you that it happened already, and has is the helping verb. And why did we choose has? Because it's about Carlos, and Carlos is only one person. Laura blank sad on the day Carlos left. Okay, the sentence is also in the past. Okay, it's telling you how Laura felt. So we use verb to be. Laura was sad on the day Carlos left. Mom and dad blank seen, oh, this is supposed to be N, I'm sorry. Seen her sad face. Mom and dad, they're plural, and the sentence is in, and the verb is in the past. So we need to use verb have. Okay, so have here is the helping verb. Why did I choose has and not have? Because mom and dad are plural. So mom and dad have seen her sad face. Okay, let me check the sentence because, yeah, okay. Mom and dad have seen her sad face. Now the sentence shows you that it's happening in the present. Now they blank planning a surprise for Laura. Okay, they is plural and the main verb is ing. So now they are planning a surprise for Laura. Okay, and that was those were the answers for page 217, the mixed review. Okay, and we also completed page 48 in the practice workbook. Okay, some of you couldn't have enough time to take out the workbook, so I'm going to say the answers real quick so you can check your answers. Okay, it says read each sentence and put a comma in the correct place. Remember, we put a comma between the city and the state. You can find beaches in Tampa, Florida. Tampa is the city and Florida is the state. I will put a comma after Tampa. All right? Okay, number 2. Winters are cold in St. Paul, Minnesota. St. Paul is the city and Minnesota is the state. And we will put a comma after St. Paul. Okay, number 3. The 1996 Olympic Games were held in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is the name of the city and Georgia is the name of the state. I will place a comma after Atlanta. All right. Okay, next, number 4. The Empire State Building is in New York, New York. Okay, here, New York, the first New York is New York City, which is in a state called New York State. Okay, so I will put a comma after New York, the first New York, because here it means New York City, and New York, the second New York is the name of the state. There are nice beaches near San Jose, California. Okay, San Jose is the name of the city, and California is the name of state. Okay, and at the bottom, all you have to do is match. It's already, like, at the bottom, we already put the comma from 1 to 5 in the correct places. At the bottom of the page, it just wants you to match the city to the state. Okay, and that was all we did today. Thank you guys. Enjoy your weekend.